Hi everyone, Eric here with TailoredTrader.com. As you can see, today is June 30th, about 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Entering a bit of a holiday weekend here in the United States. Of course, celebrating the July 4th holiday. Diving right into it, I just want to do a quick video of just the kind of the results of the trade. I'm going to show you a chart, the execution chart of basically how I played the week in the pairs that I trade in my room Monday through Friday. So again, diving right into it, you guys can check the prior videos. The format's pretty much the same. Earlier in the week, I mentioned Euro USD here in front of me on the weekly. Earlier in the week, I mentioned that we've been in a range, etc. Last week, we closed kind of on a doji with a low test closing kind of in the middle. And as you can see, with all this central bank news coming out of Europe and all the other currencies as well, the trade has been obviously long in the Euro USD. All right, so looking at a weekly chart, dropping down to the daily, of course, it's the same pretty much thing for the most part. Once we broke this week, we just broke out in the Euro USD. So either you were on it or you missed it, right? So there's not much really to say other than to just show you kind of how I've been trading the Euro for the whole week, basically. And that is mainly just catching pullbacks to the long side, of course, catching pullbacks, buying drops, and then just selling rallies. And as you can see, pretty much for the whole week, I took it day by day, basically just catching Euro decent pullbacks long and then selling out. As you can see, I have my longs mapped out with, or the buys mapped out with the blue arrows, right, for buys, and then the pink arrows, as you can see, for sells, to taking profits, as I'm a scale in, scale out trader, day trading wise, and have some TPs. I did get trapped a little bit on one trade, but flipped on one of the Euro trades. So there was a little bit of a loss on Tuesday, but recouped that. And as you can see, after that news of the central bank, from that, it's just been definitely full throttle on longs. And as you can see, I've just been buying, TPing, taking profits in my favor. You'll see a little red dot right here. I played it tight, got stopped out there real tight, but it dropped right into my buy orders, which I have a setup and rule-based strategy, of course, to execute long and short, of course. And ultimately, I caught the bigger move higher anyways. And as you can see, I've just been adding in and selling out. Today it was a little bit kind of range bound late Friday, so I took a little stabs at the Euro and then just called it a wrap, as you can see, just basing kind of as it's late Friday. All right, so Euro USD, you could check the prior videos. I took this day by day, and just here is basically everything that you see in front of me. What I did in the Euro USD. So not a bad week, catching the volatility. Obviously, I'm a technical trader. I have the fundamentals in the background. I'm not ignoring that, but predominantly I have obviously a strategy that I am using to enter and exit here, as you can see. Going to the Euro USD JPY. I'm going to go over this pair just real quick next. Again, you can check the prior videos, but while this chart's kind of loading here, I can bring this up in the same format via just showing you the execution chart. And I traded the the USD yen, probably the best this week. I just pretty much, not to being humble, I'm going to show you a pound USD trade that I was absolutely wrong on. So I say this humbly, but I've been pretty much on top of the USD JPY as far as buying and exiting, buying and exiting. As you can see here, I even accumulated from last Thursday of last week, sold out on the Tokyo session even before US opened this week on Monday, and I bought the first pullback into my predefined areas in my rule-based strategy, giving me trigger to enter. And then as you can see, as the prices rallied up, I'm just taking profits. The next day, same thing, adding in, TPing, scalping, taking profits as the market's going in my favor. Next day, hit it again, buying, exiting, and then as you can see, this trend kind of took a little bit of a pause, went deeper. As you can see, it had one stop out in the yen this week. Just a little bit tiny give back as the party was over, just a little bit as far as that kind of strong trend. But as you can see, even late today, it just based below kind of what I use for my two-day trend line here. For the sake, I'm going to keep that private for my members, because as that's a rule-based strategy talk, and this is a free YouTube video. But as you can see, I had trigger on the other side, and I am holding this trade USD yen long over the weekend. So I've been accumulating this today on Friday. As you can see, the time 9:30 a.m. Eastern with an average fill of 112.17. And I already took some profits on this, just letting this ride to see if we can get a pop next week. All right, now going over the higher time frame, again, check my YouTube video. So this is Monday, this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. As you can see, we have that huge move up, which I was basically on top of all week, like I mentioned. Took a little bit of a deeper retracement, as you can see with this candle on Thursday. But again, all it needed was time to base and break, and I got back in. As I said, I'm holding this over the weekend for a continuation, obviously to the long side as I'm long. All right, so stay tuned on that. Not a bad trade week for the yen and the euro for myself. Now I will go to the GBP USD. Totally, admittedly wrong on this trade. So with all that, good talk, here's a trade that I did not trade so well on. If you check the videos prior, I was looking at this monthly zone, this weekly zone here. As you can see, just completely blew that out of the water, right? So it broke not even this level, but it went up even further and broke another level. So, I'm not completely, the key takeaway that I'm taking away from this is me not flipping quick enough on this to the long side. And we'll show you what I mean by that. If you could just kind of take a mental image of this. I basically accumulated short up in here at that area on the monthly chart. If you check the YouTube video, I exited about 80% of this trade once I see that stop spike here, but then I remained on the short side and put my stop here, and as you can see, I got stopped out and completely blown out of the water. But the next day, I actually got a little bit of the GBP USD long, fought back a little bit, put my stop to break even overnight, got stopped out here. But as you can see, if I just flipped earlier in my analysis, it would have been a different story in the GBP USD this week. But as I operate my room, the way I trade and the way I teaching my members, I remain transparent with everything that I do. So this one is for the trade journal to just grow from. All right. Another pair that I have here is the euro yen that I will go over, and I pretty much missed this pair on the as far as like an amazing entry. Again, kind of respecting a little bit of what I do in my room for my members who pay for that service. There was a clear signal for me to flip long on this pair at the 124.71 euro yen. So I will show you that I missed this trade by a couple pips. As you can see today, I got long, which I will go over. I got long down here. I will go over that as well. But I actually had these orders. I kept this order in. Just to show people how I kind of missed that trade. I started getting in on this just a little bit late on the euro yen, which I could have ate off this for the week, earlier in the week. But when this thing kind of moved, it moved fairly quickly. So kind of just missed out on that. And although I did wake up missing this trade, I woke up, I could have woke up with, 50 to 70 pips, 100 pips up on this trade. I could have still got in via rules, but I just didn't. I was focused on other pairs. And I'll be honest, just kind of looking at this saying, damn, I missed that trade, just to be honest with you. But we had the clear signal to get into that trade. I had those orders there. I just missed that by kind of a micro pip, as I mentioned on prior videos. Taking it to today's action, though, I had a nice trade today in the euro yen, and I am actually still in this trade to the long side. As you can see, the daily chart did a little bit of a further deeper correction here, and I took the first basing break based on my day trading strategy to the long side. And there's really not much to say, as I already took profits on this trade. My stop to break even here represented by that red line, along with my average filled line at 127.80. So we'll just see if I can get some continuation on this trade on the yen pairs that I am holding overnight. And again, if I look at a 60-minute chart, here's that entry right here via my rules, etc. Just saw it, triggered it, entered it, executed it, and the trade is actually working out here. So that's the end of the week, guys. Not a bad week. Euro and the yen. Euro yen, missed some trades in that. Fought back here today in the pound. I was completely wrong. Fought back in the pound a little bit. So of course, you take the good with the bad. I did well on some things. I could improve on others. And that's it. Enjoy your weekend. We do have a U.S. holiday coming up, so I probably expect low volume probably earlier in the week. And we do have non-farm payrolls this Friday coming up. So you put all that together for next week, it's probably going to be maybe an odd week. But as we know, or maybe a slow, odd week, kind of midsummer, etc., or kind of midsummerish holiday weekend. So again, but I'm not sure. We expect the unexpected with these markets as always, but feel like I'm talking too much here. Enjoy your week, guys, and of course, trade safe. You can catch me in the day trading room Monday through Friday, 6 to 12 Eastern Standard. TailoredTrader.com.